Before I do an intro, just real quick, Marco, I don't want to make you spit out your water. I know it'll be funny. We'll jump right into NFL talk. I'll intro Mike, of course. We'll jump right into NFL talk, and then if you're cool with it, Mike, we'll kind of segue from the Stillers' rough night to your story, your journey, right?
All good with me, yeah.
From Scientology to exterminator to forklift driver. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
And any other
Sounds
topics that really come up, but
obviously the Khabib fight.
yeah, I figured MMA would kind of be our wrap up.
Cool.
And we're gonna be missing Ronnie. So Mike, just for background, Ronnie's a huge Raiders fan, and he will not record a podcast while his team plays.
I respect it.
How long are we going?
It.
We're going 1:15 just to call it an hour and whatever.
1:51. What?
Hour 15 minutes. That would give us till
till 9 Central.
Yeah.
Is that good with you, Mike?
Yeah, 10's fine with me.
All right. Tyler, you ready?
Yeah, I'm going, cuz.
Marco, Mike, you guys good?
Yeah,
good.
man, I'm good.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is the Anomalies Podcast. I'm your host, Tanner, up in Wisconsin. With me, as always, I got Tyler Allen out in the cave in Nebraska. What's up, Tyler?
What's up?
We got Marco down in Iowa. How you doing, buddy?
Pasa, primo?
Pasa. And our special guest, the elusive, the legendary Mike the Exterminator out in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. How are you doing?
Hey, doing good, guys. Doing good.
Mike the forklift driver just doesn't work, man.
Yeah,
I know.
Mike's a forklift driver now, but he will forever be Mike the Exterminator. So, Mike,
change it.
Mike, if you had to describe yourself to my Aunt Karen in 30 seconds, and if you did a really good job, she'd give you $100,000. What would you say?
Hey, Aunt Karen. Mike, I was born in Western Pennsylvania into a big Italian family. I got into drugs, moved to California, got clean, moved back. Here I am with a kid and a wife, and that's it.
Dude, I think you're getting $100,000.
I think the move there is you got to ask Aunt Karen what she's into if you want the $100,000.
I don't actually have an Aunt Karen, but I'm just no good at doing intros, and I think everybody is the best at doing their own. So that was great, Mike.
Yeah, that's a good way to put people on the spot and get something wild out of it.
So for the listeners at home, you guys are all probably aware that this is a very serious podcast. We don't joke. We don't have fun. But we are going to talk about the NFL Week 1. And I do have to bring up a joke, which is the Cleveland Browns. Marco's new team. Because holy shit, what a letdown that was.
Okay, if it wasn't for the fucking penalties, at least give me enough credit. Baker did as much as he could. OBJ still got 71 yards. Like, if it hadn't been for those penalties, I'm not saying they would have won, but holy shit, 200 yards or however 18 penalties. Like, what the fuck, man?
Dude, I mean, we're talking about getting your ass stomped by the Tennessee Titans. I don't think many people had them being over 500.
I think when we went over them, I gave them like 3 wins. I didn't plan on that being one of them.
I mean, one damn touchdown, that's rough. It is a little more than another team that we will get to in a little bit as Mike starts hiding. But yeah, that was rough. And Baker trying to be a hero. Now you know what we experienced with Brett Favre with all those interceptions late in the game. He'll get there. He just got to rock some more cutoff shorts and kind of get that Wrangler swag. You know what I'm saying?
He's young. He said in the post press conference, everybody's going to throw us out, and that's fine. We want it better we like it better that way, anyways. So I don't know. We'll see how they bounce back next Monday night. I think I would hate to. I don't know how they do it. Like, I know when we were in high school, you used to have to run laps, but Jesus Christ, what are the fucking penalties? What are these guys going to suffer for all that shit, man? Like,
Do NFL players do that? Do they get punished for conditioning?
They fucking better after that.
I would
Sounds
assume
bad.
so.
Boy, maybe. I don't know.
Planks or
I don't
some
know how that
shit.
works.
I don't give a fuck, man. They got a plank like on the ball or some shit, some crazy. I don't care, but it needs to happen because, like, holy shit.
Now, the two things you can't do in football: turn the ball over and penalties. And they'll kill you every time.
For sure. Who do the Browns have next week? Is it the Jets, Jets?
Yeah.
I thought I was
Wow.
going to witness like an actual suicide on Twitter watching Kevin Clancy. Oh my God. I've never seen the life and soul sucked out of a human being like after 2 plays of a football game. That
I
was
know the
bizarre.
feeling now.
Taylor, you guys won, didn't you?
We did.
Chargers won. Yeah. And the Colts aren't a slapdick organization like the Browns. I mean,
Hey.
like the Titans.
I told you one
Walk
thing,
in.
and he may have threw his 3 interceptions, and that was late. But I told you that he had some fucking hands on that team, and he does have a lot of targets, and they can all catch.
There's a lot of weapons. I'll give you guys that. That's for sure. Mike, pal,
Hey-oh.
how are you feeling, dude? You're like the biggest Steelers fan I know.
Yeah.
Might be the only one, actually.
We were. My dad was visiting from California over the past 9 days, and
Oh no.
they flew out. They flew out today, but we all went out to my aunt and uncle own a restaurant here called, it's a bar. It's called Steel City, and we were out there, and after the first quarter, man, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. There was so much promise, so much hope, and I wasn't expecting to beat them, but 33-3 is I don't know. They just looked they looked like they hadn't conditioned all summer long.
If I was a gambler, I would have like put money on the Steelers to cover at least.
I'm sorry.
And
Can
then-
can you say that team name so we can all hear you clearly?
That'd be the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay.
And
Attaboy.
I got corrected when I went to Cincinnati, and I went to that Steelers bar when I said Steelers. The guy's like, no, what are you saying? That Scotty accent, it's the Steelers, dude. So
Dude,
I
that's
will
it.
never call them the Steelers after that experience.
Like Ben Stiller.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
Or
Yeah.
Jerry.
Or
Okay.
Jerry.
Sure, yeah. Yep. Great conversation, Marco.
And then Tomlin, they kick a field goal.
That was so.
I don't know. Doesn't make any. I don't know. I have no words for that happening.
I think you and Chicago fans are in agreement about both your teams.
I don't
Yeah, no
get
shit.
it.
You fix the kicking game, but then everything.
Tomlin is usually an aggressive coach too. If there was any coach that was going for it in that situation, it was Tomlin, and he just completely like pulled the rug out from. I don't know. I thought that killed any momentum you ever had a chance at. I don't know. I was like in pain watching that game. I'm not really a Steelers fan, but I was definitely rooting for them to at least be competitive with the Patriots.
Yeah, it was very difficult to watch any of it. I think we'll bounce back. And really the only thing that eased that pain, to be honest, and this isn't just to bust anybody's balls, but the Browns getting romped made me feel a little bit better.
You know what? Once the Raiders take their fucking beating tonight, I'll feel better.
Saints
Yeah.
are getting
Amen.
a wall up in right now from the Texans.
Yeah, it's not
shout
going so
out
good.
Ronnie. Shout out Trash Man.
Ah, fuck
He's
him.
on his way. He's on his way back from a wedding in Montana, and he pretty much just flat out told us, "I am not a member of this podcast when the Raiders are on television. They're just not a part of it." So, yeah, if we ever try to record while Ronnie's playing or while the Raiders are playing, Ronnie's just out. It's just not going to happen. There's no convincing him.
Well, I wish he could have been here, Ron. I miss you, bud. I hope all is well, and I respect your decision to watch the game instead of be here with me.
Yeah, well, I hope he gets dragged out by a fucking bear and passively aggressively licked all over his face.
What? Where does that even come from?
I don't want to kill the guy, but, at least scare the shit out of him.
You want him to be molested by a bear. That's
A
it.
little bit. A little Me Too action. It's all right. He can handle it. He's a big boy.
I feel like at some point Ronnie's going to listen to this podcast and really wonder what a passive aggressive licking from a bear would feel like, and he'd be the craziest bastard who would pursue this.
Well, I mean, I could just the way I picture it. Think about like when you spill something on the floor and a dog goes down to lick it up. It's just kind of like it's just really getting after it. So I want the bear to just really be getting after it, just licking his face in and around the mouth hole.
This is NFL talk, man.
Oh boy,
Mike, I got another question on your Stillers. What do you think about the Antonio Brown saga, situation, nightmare, whatever you want to call it? Because it's been a headache just as a casual fan of Antonio Brown in general. Holy hell, that guy is out there.
So, I mean, obviously, none of us have ever seen anything like this. And the whole thing about it being planned ahead of time to get to New England, I find it really hard to believe, but at the same time, how excited he got when they released him.
I'm free.
I don't know.
That was wild.
And if he did do that to get to New England, people are giving him credit for doing that, and I think that's like some scumbag shit to me, like the way that you did those people in Oakland.
I didn't really know what to say when he asked for his release and they granted it. I thought for sure NFL teams would give him a week or two, maybe. But you would think he was signed with the Patriots before he was actually released.
You ever seen Homeboy catch a ball?
Well, sure.
No.
Who's gonna let him sit out there for 2 weeks?
I don't know. They let Dez sit out there.
Somebody was going to pick him up, yes. But I don't know. I find this really hard to believe that it's going to work either. If you're a cancer, man, you're a cancer everywhere. You don't just change overnight because you're in Bill Belichick's locker room. So I'll believe it when I see it.
Hey, look at how much of a fucking loose cannon Gronkowski is. You never know.
Gronkowski.
Yeah,
he was a great locker room guy, though. I mean, he was never like a distraction on the locker room. He just
for some reason, and I don't even know why. Obviously, I'm the one that don't know shit about football, but I think he's actually going to go into the Patriots with a positive attitude, just because he's going to want that. He wants that paycheck, but he's going to want that. Like, if he can pull his shit together, I mean, obviously the Patriots are a favorite to win almost every year for a reason. I think he might actually come and play ball.
Yeah.
Somebody made the comparison today that the Patriots were the team that like settled Randy Moss down and kind of saved his career because boy was he tumultuous in Minnesota.
Look when Deion Sanders went to Cowboys. I mean, he was still flashy as shit. I remember those days, but Deion was crazy and he was fighting everybody and all that shit. But when it came to Dallas, he was flashy, but he still played amazing.
And Randy Moss had
Remix.
What was that,
dope.
Tyler?
Say it again.
Pitbull, Mr. Worldwide.
Your
Tyler, we
mic's
can't
out.
hear you. Your mic's out.
Tyler, we cannot hear your brother.
Anyway, what I wanted to say was,
Go ahead, Mike.
I think Randy Moss had already calmed down by the time that he got there, and he wasn't like this. This shit is insane.
I agree.
How much of it does become an age thing? Because I think about like myself personally. You know, I actually like didn't like settle down until I was like 35, 36, and I don't know, like my way of living changed. I guess I didn't party so much. I hardly ever go out anymore. But I'll sit at home, drink a beer, kind of thing, as opposed to where Tanner's at, still loving to go out and shit. Like I don't do that anymore. It could just be a maturity thing.
I'd like to think I'm more mature than you, Marco. But I am younger, a lot younger. So feel pretty good about that. No, I'm with you, Marco. I do think it's an age thing. But Moss and Brown couldn't have been that far apart in age when they made the move. I agree with you, Mike. Randy Moss was not. He wasn't this crazy. He had a problem with cocaine in a boat one time, but whatever.
I mean, who hasn't?
And if he's chasing a ring, I still don't understand why he even wanted out of Pittsburgh, man. The team that surrounded him was there might have been one other team, in the entire NFL that had a better roster than what Pittsburgh had last year. So I don't know. The whole thing is strange to me.
I think one of the biggest what ifs in NFL history when we look back at this is what would have happened. What if they kept Lev Bell and Antonio Brown and Big Ben and Juju? What if they would have kept them?
I think the bigger what if you're missing here is what if Pat had gone kick for the Bears and then they gave him that opportunity at the end there. That would have been awesome to watch.
It would really suck for Pat to end his career on an 8-8 team. That would have been really rough. And I love the guy.
I do agree, though. That would have been awesome. That would have been awesome, seeing him knock one through. But shit.
Even if it was one, his knee just was done after that.
I wouldn't have bought his jersey. Maybe a jersey. I don't know. I don't think I could. I hate the Bears.
Hey Tyler, when your mic's muted, we definitely can't hear you.
Our audio engineer, our beloved producer, editor, Tyler in the cave, is experiencing audio issues. And I can imagine the look on Tyler's face right now is what the look on Mike's face was last night. A defeated man. We just got a DM in the group.
They look.
No shit, Sherlock.
That's how they look the entire game.
The Steelers, oh man, that was so sad to watch.
The Steelers.
Thank you. Thank you.
Steelers.
Sorry, Internet Steelers. That was just so sad to watch. It bothered me. The Steelers aren't supposed to be bad. That's the Browns. That's the Lions. Hey, what's up, Tyler? How you doing?
Nice to have you back here, producer.
Got to get that mic looked at.
By the mic doctor?
Yeah.
Is that Dr. Dre? Or is he the
No. I don't know.
Dr. Dre doesn't know where Nebraska is.
And also, there's a thing called Beat Doctor. It's called a metronome.
What's Texas quarterback's name? Watson, first name?
Deshaun.
Deshaun.
Yeah. Homeboy just ran for like 20 yards up the sideline.
That's good.
He's
I got him
nasty,
in my
man.
daily fantasy right now.
He can stay healthy, man. That he's an animal.
I don't know if you're playing fantasy, Mike, but I'm doing really good except for in the leagues I play Ronnie in. Or excuse me, Marco in. Marco in.
I am in a
How
league.
is that?
How is what?
I'm in.
Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
I'm in one. I was gonna say I'm in one league, and years past I've been in 2, 3, 4. It's too much. This year I said 1. That's why I told you guys I couldn't even do it with you guys because it's just even though that one's free and I don't you don't really have to pay attention to it or whatever. I wanted to just be able to focus on one team this year.
I tried to tell these guys no as well, but they freaking guilted me into it. Oh, you're the host. We need people. So now here I am getting my shit kicked in by Marco, a guy who just learned what football was last week.
187 to 130, by the way.
Am I still waxing
Wow.
your ass in Wheatley's league, Marco?
I'm actually checking that right now. Yeah, it's a 20-point difference, but I have a 5% chance of winning, and it's all on who's D Johnson for Houston. Isn't that their running back?
Duke Johnson. He's playing
Okay.
for the Browns.
Okay,
Yep.
I got him, and I got Houston's kicker. So if they can get me 20 points, then I'm good.
Could
I
happen.
just-
Ooh,
It could.
long way to go.
I don't know. Wait,
I just took the
24?
lead.
I need Darren Waller to catch a touchdown tonight, and I will win.
Who is Darren Waller?
The tight end for the Raiders.
I think
I-
there's a snowball's chance, brother. I don't see the
I know.
Raiders scoring many
aware.
touchdowns this year.
I know. I know.
That's the sound of a defeated man. I know. No one believes in the Raiders. Yeah, fuck you, Ronnie. I said it.
I believe in Tyrell Williams, just not the Raiders.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I believe
Ronnie's killing me in another fantasy league, though. He's up by like 65 points, so I get to write a 1,000-word blog about why he's better than me.
That's quite a bit.
I'm just gonna say trash, 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 trash.
Control C, Control V, baby.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think the rules were you're not allowed to repeat words.
true, but we'll figure something out.
You can end it in a sentence. You could be all like trash, 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 and he didn't graduate 8th grade, and just end it there.
Tyler, you want to talk about your Chargers? They're my sleeper pick for the Super Bowl, dude.
I mean, their defense got me some points early first half. It was quite nice until the second half. It was awesome.
I'm a big fan of what the Chargers got going this year. I think they can go far, man. I really do. They could have done it last year. They lost so many close games. Close games. And I don't know, man. I think Phil's trying to get one, man. He's
got to get one.
Feel bad for the guy, I know.
I just
They
wish
can stay healthy.
Austin Eckler filled in quite nicely for a holdout. Real nice.
That's why they told Melvin Gordon, go ahead, have a seat, Bubba.
Yeah.
We're okay. We got Justin Jackson and Austin Eckler,
Right.
and they fill in just fine.
If our defense can play 4 quarters of football, we got a shot at it. But I feel we're still going to be second place to the fucking Patriots.
Man,
Again.
I hope they figure something out with Melvin Gordon.
I hope
Obviously,
so.
he's a Badger. I went to camps with the kid in high school. I want to see him in LA for the Chargers, but I can't blame the dude for wanting to get paid. These running backs are getting paid finally.
What I don't get is why don't the Chargers offer him 12 and get his ass back to camp? It's like, come the fuck on.
I don't know if that's what it's going to take anymore, dude. Look what Gurley, look what Zeke got, Lev got. There is no denying, or David Johnson too. There's no denying Melvin Gordon's a top 5 running back. He's got to get top 5 money.
But also, we have a proven track record of when they deserve to pay, we tell them, no, maybe not now. And then we ended up trading them or dropping them or something along the sort. And it's just like, come on. Can you guys just pay someone that I believe that needs the money, that could use the money, and that gets good offensive production for us? So we don't have to become a true West Coast team and throw the ball all over the place.
I love it when Tyler rants. He forgets to breathe.
Come the fuck on. Don't make me go to the Chiefs, because I will.
You would abandon your team?
Oh, I don't like our ownership group some days.
I didn't even fucking bail. And did you see how the Browns played yesterday? I'm not going to stand up and bail.
But see, this is the first thing. You're year 1. I'm year, let's do some math here, 97, 20. So it's kind of hard when your team has a proven track record of disappointing you. And it's like...
Now we know how Bears fans feel. Oh!
True. Especially because they shoot themselves in the foot most times. But
speaking of terrible teams,
when you can prevent...
University, T.J. Hawkinson for the Lions. He had a game yesterday.
I fucking said the Packers should have drafted him.
Mm-hmm.
He looked good.
Mike, have you been a Steelers fan your whole life? I think you have, right?
So when I was really young, I was a 49er fan because of Jerry Rice and Joe Montana, and that's who was good then. But yeah, you know, from the time I really understood it, yeah, I've been a Steelers fan my whole life.
The Packers looked okay Thursday night. Their defense played lights out, but I'm not going to lie. I'm a little nervous about their offensive production. Granted, the Bears do have a good defense. I don't know. I'm a little nervous.
It was rickety there for them first 2 quarters, but your offense cleaned it up nicely.
Yeah, I don't know. I was really happy to see that the guys we paid big money to this offseason performed. We had 2.5 sacks from our edge rushers we signed. We had an interception and 9 tackles from our safety. Our guard didn't allow a single sack that we signed. I was happy. Packers defense hasn't been good since the 2010 Super Bowl run, so I felt good.
Khalil Mack's been a great addition to the Chicago Bears. Thank you, Raiders.
Yeah, no shit. Dude, I just thought about that. Gruden has now let Khalil Mack and AB slip through his fingers without ever getting to play a down for him.
He probably is just like,
wow.
He probably just sits on the edge of his bed at night and just like shakes his head like this, like back and forth, trying to think of what just happened, what took place, because he's from the old school football, man, and this new shit is probably blowing his mind.
Yeah, I don't think he was ready for guys to like even have cell phones, let alone record his conversation and make a fucking video and consult a social media expert on how to get released. That is such a psycho move. Like, if AB wanted to be a serial killer, he could be like one of the best serial killers of all time. I'm convinced. The guy is maniacal.
It was clearly being coached.
I'm with you.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He has the audacity to go seek coaching on how to be crazy.
No, I think he's got that part covered.
It comes natural, but Christ, that dude.
An insane bit is going to a cryogenic chamber with your bare feet. That's an insane move.
Oh, and he's just an asshole, man. He's just an asshole.
Please don't hold back, Mike.
Oh my God.
If we would have recorded this last night, oh man, it'd have been awesome.
I hope I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. We're going to have to see next week how it plays out.
I think they're going to start relying on James Conner a lot more. I think they're going to look at him and be like, hey, we didn't pay the last guy. You want to get paid? We need you to ball the fuck out. Now they have something to prove.
Yeah, and he will, and I think the Packers are going to be fine.
Hope so.
Week one overreactions. The Bears are good. They got a good defense. Anytime you have Aaron Rodgers and you only score 10 points, eyebrows raised, but
True.
they'll be all right. They'll be fine.
So I think we kind of exhausted NFL talk unless there's anything else we need to.
That was
hammer
a
on.
garbage shooting star press.
Are you watching WWE Raw?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We got a lot of live commentary from Tyler, Jim Ross Allen there.
That shooting star press was rough because Charlotte went for it and totally missed, but faked it like she hit her anyway.
Well then. If we're good and moving on, unless you're gonna call it Raw for a couple more minutes.
Nope, I'm done.
All right, Mike, you've had a journey. We've all had the pleasure to talk with you at length. I guess maybe not Marco, but you were involved in DMs and group discussions and stuff. So, Mike, you're a recovering addict. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm not great with jargon or terminology, so if I'm saying the wrong things, correct me.
No worries. You're all right.
So I guess I know a little. I know some highlights. I know that you struggled with addiction. I know that you got shipped out to California. I know that you became a Scientologist, and I thought like maybe you like hung out with Tom Cruise or something. So there was a weird bathroom cleaning incident or something like that. Can you play back some of these stories for the listeners? Because whenever I talk to you, I learn so much because you're so open about it, and I really do appreciate that. But you have such a comical way of like, man, I fucked up, and this is the story of how I got better. I love that. So go ahead, man.
Yeah, embrace it because otherwise you're running from it, and that's no fun. So, I grew up in Western PA, and late in my high school years, OxyContin became real big around here, and I wasn't even sure exactly what I was heading into. And it was a long road from that point on. But my mom felt it was good for me to go out to California if I was willing, and try to get away from this place. But what ended up happening is I was only running from the problem. And let me be clear. I smoke marijuana now, so technically that wouldn't be in recovery, but
It's not a drug.
I know, but as far as they're concerned, but prior to that, yeah, I had some time clean, 3-4 years.
And there's more of that honesty that I think is extremely commendable. So that's awesome, dude.
3 out of 4
Yeah.
people in this room smoke marijuana.
Yeah,
This message is approved.
Right. And Ashley and I get along so much better when that's the only thing involved, and it's been working out really well. But I went out to California, and I got clean at my dad's house. That was the only way to just kind of detox, but being away from everything kind of made it easier. So I embraced it, and a few weeks later, I had a good job. I was working at a high-class day spa out in California, It was called Burke Williams, I believe. Oh, no free ads.
We don't get paid here,
Yeah.
so you're
By
good.
the way, William, you're an asshole.
Still funny though, right? And then I eventually 6-9 months down the road, I found Oxys out there, started to use again, and when it got bad after a few months, my dad said you can either go to rehab or you can go to the military. And I knew I also had the option to move back to PA if I wanted, but I didn't want that. I wanted to try to get clean, so I was willing to go to treatment. And I get to this place, and it's right on Newport Beach, so it's awesome. The the other clients are just like kind of hanging out. This building has it's 3 stories high, and I go in and they check me in. They sign me off to detox somewhere else. It was kind of in a house actually, and there was a nurse there, and it was pretty cool. A couple other clients. So I detoxed there 5 to 7 days, and then I got back to the main building, and they're kind of going through what's gonna happen now, and how this is gonna work. And the name of the facility was called Narcanon. Supposedly there was one up in San Diego as well. So I start this program, and they take me into this giant room with other clients, and a kid that had came in at the same time as I came. They kind of put us together, and they told us we were going to have to start the first book, and there would be 8 books that we have to go through to completion. This is a 3 to 6 month treatment center, which at first I didn't realize, but I said, fuck it, let's go for it. Around day 10, my dad calls and he goes, Mike, you all right? I'm like, yeah, Dad, I'm fine, man.
Was it an R. Kelly type situation?
Yeah, he was nervous because he couldn't talk to me while I was in detox. So this is like the first time he's been able to talk to me, and he's like, dude, we sent you to a Scientology rehab. I said, okay.
Oh shit!
Your dad was more scared than you, man.
Yeah, so I said okay, because I wasn't even really sure yet, but that confirmed it. So I said, all right. I said they're not brainwashing me. I'm fine. Like it's okay. Let's do it.
In hindsight, should you have fucked with him a little bit?
Yeah, probably.
Man, that would have been the best. Like I can only imagine, if you just like some random ass questions or some random stories that didn't actually happen. Like, remember that one diner we used to go to all the time? And he's like, "What?" It would have been awesome.
Yeah. Oh man, I know. I was still a little shook in the moment too, because I'm like, okay, do I really want to stay here or should I get the fuck out of here? But it didn't seem like any funny business was going on. Some of the stuff that was happening was weird, but whatever. And also, if you complete this program and you have nowhere to go, they will let you the next day you can just start working for them at the treatment center. You're just on board. Yeah. Okay. So that's kind of how I think they suck some people in.
Well, the idea, like a lot of the ideas, and my knowledge of it is only as far as like watching Rogan podcasts on it, but it seems like a lot of the ideas are good. They do want to do a lot of good things. It's just some of it's crazy fucking wacky shit.
Okay.
Correct. That's 100% correct. Because while I was at this facility, among the other many things that happened, I was there maybe 4 months now, so I'm kind of getting toward the end. Well, me and a few of my roommates decide to walk over to a bar and shoot pool, because every night we went back to, everybody had there were little apartments all over, like this little area all over Newport Beach in California that they owned. Okay, so 6 clients and one staff member to an apartment, and the girls separated from the guys, but they must have had 8-10 apartments. I mean, because they would put 6, and this place wasn't cheap to go to. It was like $27,000.
They have all the money. That's why.
Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we got caught because we decided to drink booze and do a little cocaine, but they didn't kick us out. They put us on ethics for 1 week, and we had to clean shit with a toothbrush, and I don't know, it was bad. It was terrible. That's when I started to feel like this feels wrong. This doesn't feel right. Like, maybe you should have just kicked me out of here. I don't know. I'm like, I just did cocaine, and maybe something needs to change here. I don't know.
Hold on. But did you do it like off of the gold medallion that Tom Cruise wore, or like, because that's the way to do it. Like, if you're gonna do cocaine in a Scientology place, you gotta like bust out the gold medallions.
Oh, and they had pictures on the walls of L. Ron Hubbard.
I've been trying to think of that guy's name this entire conversation.
And like little quotes by L. Ron Hubbard, and
I do a line off his face.
I'm wacky.
Photo.
L. Ron Hubbard.
So the first book, they put us face to face, and they tell us this is TR1 bull bait, and they want you to say that before every take, basically, and the goal is to get the person across from you to show some kind of emotion, whether it's crying, laughing, getting angry. So you could do whatever. Over here, there's 2 chicks yelling at each other. The girl's like, "Oh, you're missing your kid's birthday, you meth head," and she's crying, and I'm like, "What the fuck is
Holy
going
shit.
on?" I'm like, "Okay, well, I can't be mean," so I just.
Where do you sign up for this shit? I want to go.
I think they're shut down. I think they're all shut down now. There might be one left if there's any.
Like, since when did you have 27 grand at the disposal, Marco?
No, I mean, I just want to go to just scream at the people and make them cry.
Oh, I do that.
Yeah.
I don't
What are you
cost
talking
money.
about? You know what?
I thought you wanted to like
I don't
watch
do that
it,
shit.
you
No,
bastard.
No, I just want to make people cry. I could do that
Oh shit!
That you can do for free.
shit. True that.
And basically, the goal was to get them to react, and then they want you to keep pushing on that same button until they no longer react to it anymore.
I want all of that.
Yeah. So, and then they shoved us in a sauna for book 2 for 60 days, and they pumped us full of niacin and raised the niacin level every day.
What's
Okay.
niacin? Help
So,
a guy out. What's niacin?
I'm sure Mike's taken plenty of this shit.
I've
taken
to.
it. This is the way I can explain it. What niacin does is it helps clean your blood system. The way it feels to me, you take it. It takes about half hour, 45 minutes to kick in, Mike.
Yeah,
it feels like, to me, it feels like when your arm falls asleep, and it's also severely sunburnt.
What?
Yeah,
that's
your whole body. Your whole body feels like that.
Great description. Yeah, that's exactly how it feels. And
It's
so
terrible.
Thank you.
They would give it to us, and then
In the
we would go
sauna?
out. No, we would go out onto the board. Wait. Then we would go out onto the boardwalk. We had to take a walk or a jog for 20 minutes, come back, then get into
Holy
the sauna.
shit. Oh my god.
We're gonna sweat the drugs out of you.
No, I'm
For
telling
two-
you right now, you don't understand. That fucking
No.
niacin is no joke.
You had to be in 2 hours a day.
Wow. Sounds like Auschwitz.
No wonder you're
hours a
twig,
day.
Mike. Damn.
He reset his metabolism.
Yeah, and you could even stay in longer if you wanted.
What?
And I mean, a longer amount of days.
I think it meant like in the sauna.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Turn it up some.
Some guy did it for like 90 days, but I think he was just trying to make his time there longer.
He was just trying to get laid.
Yeah.
Is it like so it's not like Mormons, right? Or like guys got more than one kind of, or how's that work?
Scientology isn't anything like Mormons.
Hey man, some religions get down like that, you know. Think about like homeboy with the red all the people with the red jumpsuits. Wild Country.
You lost me.
Um
Back to your story, Mike. You're doing so good. Bill Marco started talking.
That's okay. No worries. And then there were the other books. There wasn't much in the next three. After that, they wanted to put you in a room with a substance that looked like your drug, and then they wanted you to like write down how you were feeling about it, and just anything that was coming to mind. They called them cogs. They were big on the word cogs, and we would write all this stuff down, and then we'd turn it in, and they would tell you if you were on to the next book or if you had to go back in and do it again. One night I was down in the basement by the sauna. I was cleaning. There's a staff door there, and it popped open wide enough this time, and I saw that machine. I can't remember what it's called, but they have this little machine that like they want you to you hold it and you talk about everything that's going on with you. You basically just tell on yourself. And that's what they had a lot of stuff on these celebrities, with them recording.
I've seen this before. It's like when you're sitting there and like you can only talk when you have the pillow, right? It's one of those things. Like
I can't remember.
It's like a recording device. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like a therapy thing where you can only talk if you're the one holding the pillow.
Oh no. After that, I finished the program, and they didn't tell us once to go to a meeting or go find a program. All they said was just stay clean. Like there was nothing. No aftercare.
You just get an attaboy and a butt slap, and you're on your way.
Yeah, I mean, I was drunk that next weekend, I think, but I did that for a while before it got out of control again, and I came back to Pennsylvania, got on methadone, and that was an even worse mistake because you're handcuffed to that place. Went to treatment again. Overall, I've been to five rehabs.
So, are the treatments in Pennsylvania Amish?
No.
You just break horses and fuck your cousin.
It's a good question. Oh, so one time I took pictures of the Amish kids out at the schoolhouse because 20 minutes up the road, there's Amish. They started chucking rocks at me, dude. I had to get out of there. They're
Get out of
ruthless
here,
little fuckers.
Englishmen.
Well, that's only because
Yeah.
they're not allowed to have guns, so you're good.
Yeah, they're
What?
real
Oh, the Amish
brutes.
could have guns. The Amish hunt.
Do they?
Hey,
Yeah, it's a mechanical device.
No.
they build awesome houses here.
Hell yeah.
They're expensive though. They're expensive, but they do it right.
So what was the treatment that maybe you're getting to this, but what was the treatment that finally worked? Or are there any good stories in between? I'm sure there are.
Oh, I have a question after he finishes your answer.
The last one was just a regular 12-step rehab for, Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous. And I don't know, it clicked there. I wanted to stay clean. I started going to meetings. I was doing well, but I wasn't all in. And you kind of got to be all in, or you're going to be all out real soon. The final time, Ashley was pregnant, and I put myself on a program called Drug Court, and most people don't successfully complete Drug Court, and I'm probably the only person in the history of the world to be asked to be put on Drug Court, because normally it's for people who are facing charges, looking at drug possession charges, and this is a different route than jail. But I wasn't looking at jail time. I just wanted to be clean because I had a kid on the way, and I was scared and I didn't know what to do. And so I went all in again, and here we are almost 4 years later. I feel like I'm an awesome dad. Ashley's doing awesome. Our kid's great. Things are good.
It takes a lot of
but
balls, man.
Took a lot of work.
I think the first situation is where you actually took time to look at yourself and be like, you know what, it's time to fix this. So a lot of people sometimes they just it's for anything, but obviously for drug addiction or alcoholism or anything like that, it's even harder. But it sometimes, you hear the alarm go off in the morning and you want to go to the gym and you think about it, but you give yourself an excuse to lay in bed longer. You just, like you said earlier, you have to get to the point where you actually just need it and want it to happen. And then you just got to do it.
Yeah, and that's the tough part, because a lot of these people who are going through it, their families think that they can force them or make them, but ultimately it's only going to work if that person really wants it to work.
I went through it with alcohol. I'm obviously Mexican. It's a part of, just like Irish or anything else. Mexicans, they drink. It's just mostly beer. And I started when I was probably 16, 17. I'm 38, so I spent 20 years of my life drinking, and I didn't smoke weed or anything like that. I did a little bit when I was like 14, 15. And then once I found alcohol, that was it for me. And it wasn't until, I don't know, I was probably 35 where the woman I'm with now, my wife, she was like, I was bad. I have 2 DUIs that I actually got charged with. I have at least 3 more that I got out of, where I was literally pulled over or whatever the situation was. So I struggled with alcohol my entire life. And, it was the same thing where I just failed her, or something. I had to babysit, I think it was. And I was, 2 hours late because I was super hungover or drunk or whatever it was. And then I didn't want to lose her. And I got to the point where I was like, okay. And I just quit. And I didn't have a drop that time for a year and a half. And then I finally got to the point where I understood what my situation with alcohol was. And I didn't abuse it because I was depressed or anything like that. I like to drink, it's fun. I like that, but I just didn't ever know when to stop, how to control it kind of situation. So I drink every once in a while now, but It's hard.
Yeah, that gray line can be a bad man jamma to mess with at times.
One's too many and 100's not enough is a true
That's
statement.
right. And that's why, I waited 4 years before I even gave marijuana another shot. And I did. I'm good with that. Life is good. We're not, screwing things up.
That's what saved me.
The bills
Marijuana.
are paid. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, 20 years, and my wife, or she wasn't even my wife at the time, she goes, "You're gonna have some trouble if you're gonna quit cold turkey." And I didn't do any of the meetings or anything. I just told myself that I was just gonna be done. And then she said, "Either way, you're still gonna need it." So she got me some weed, and then that's kind of how. And that was 3 years ago, I think, or 4. But that's it. I never had any kind of withdrawals ever. I never had the shakes. I never had, and I would put away a fifth of vodka a night, or I could do, an 18-pack a night with some Fireball, and I just quit cold turkey. And the weed just helped it, so I just never experienced that. So,
wow, that's
shit.
amazing that weed got you through that, because
Yeah.
alcohol and benzos are the 2 worst things you can withdraw from, and the only 2 things that you can die from when you're withdrawing. So you're one of the lucky ones, man.
Yeah, I didn't know that till after. They were like, you can't just quit like that. I'm like, I did.
Yeah. Well, hey, you must have been doing something right. But it's
smoking.
And yeah, some people are able to get clean with God, and others with
however
meetings,
you can do it.
and I just did it however I could for 3-4 years, and and life is good, man. Life is good.
Sounds like it. I did want to hear one of your more infamous stories, if you would like to retell it, about your drug test that you, by no means any way were you failing.
Okay. And I
This
know
is one of my favorite stories ever.
I know this sounds insane. I really do. This is a true fucking story, though. First year of college with this girl named Allie. We'd maybe been together 6 months.
Where was college?
Slippery Rock University.
That's right. I knew it was a funny name.
So I'd already been doing oxys for quite a while now. And one day she pops one on me, and I'm like, oh, I didn't see this coming. In my trunk was a bottle of urine from my buddy in a Mountain Dew bottle.
Some buddies are better than others.
So I'm like, all right, let me get this in. So I bring the bottle inside. I shove it down my pants. I grab the cup out of her hand, and she follows me into the bathroom. I wasn't expecting that. What are you doing in here?
Did she just think you have a Wizinator just ready to go at all times?
Now I'm like, oh man, I get shy. You're gonna have to really wait till I gotta go now. So we leave the bathroom again, and I'm like, oh, I got no options. I don't know how long I thought about it, but I just put the Mountain Dew bottle up to my mouth. I put the pee in.
Oh, how did you? No. You got to walk us through that whole scenario.
Okay.
How did you do it behind her back?
Right.
Well, she's not going to think that I'm putting urine in my mouth.
Oh,
so
God. You just grabbed that Mountain Dew like you were.
Yeah. She don't know what's happening here.
Oh, shit.
So I put it in my mouth, and I kind of give her the head nod, like, all right, let's go. We go in. She's kind of
with the piss in your mouth.
With the piss in my mouth, yes. She's behind me, kind of over to the right a little bit. and I'm holding the cup down, and I start peeing into the toilet, so that noise is happening, and while that's happening, I spit the urine into the cup.
Hold on, did you spit it, or did you let it come
Successfully.
out as a stream so it was like the piss?
I'm sure there was piss on me some places, but I got enough in the cup to pass the drug test.
Mm.
That is a story I will never forget for the rest of my life.
Oh, it's so ridiculous. Oh, boy.
Man. The lengths that some people will go.
The ideas we have.
It happens.
The old piss in the mouth trick.
Hey, we can laugh about it now. Oh boy.
Oh man. Yeah, addiction is a hard thing. I have a lot of friends that have dealt with it. I have some that have not survived it. You know, it's tough, but you know, it sounds like you wanted for yourself. And that's the biggest thing. Also, is I thought that I had to do everything I had to do for my wife or whatever I thought.
That's right.
But at the end of the day, like you just have to just want that for yourself. So
yeah, I got to do it. Got to do it for me so I can be here for them.
Right.
But yeah, you hit the nail on the head, man. I watched a lot of friends, a lot of people I got close with in those 3-4 years die.
Well, especially up there, that's it, and that's where it hit the hardest, right? Ohio, Pennsylvania.
That was like the epicenter of the epidemic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the fentanyl is pretty
still?
bad. Yeah. Not still, but
no.
People were still dying.
Right.
But that was one of the hardest things, watching all those people I got close with die, and I'm like, man, I can't watch this anymore. And me and Ashley got out and do our thing, and yeah, man.
That's another maybe not so underlying part of it, but you know, I know a guy. He's still a part of my life, but a lot of it is really for who you hang out with. You know, like the availability of everything is what makes it hard, because if all your friends are, you know, have it, you know, sometimes the hardest part, but the solution is separating yourself from those people.
Dude, I'm so thankful my parents went. There was a group of friends that I always wanted to hang out with, troublemakers in high school, whatever, but no one was into drugs at the time. And my parents could just see, you know, the path going forward, probably because they lived that life too. And they would just physically, like, they would not let me be around those people. Turns out 3 of the 4 didn't even make it through high school. And I bet you they've all been, you know, similar to probably what you went through, Mike. They've all been fighting with addiction and going through rehab and stuff. I think now 2 of them are clean. I haven't heard from the one in a long, long time, but you know, it just what you said, Marco, like being around people, whether you want to be or not, it's such a huge influence on your life and where you go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and the Oxys all started with just my friends, and I don't think any of us knew what we were getting ourselves into until one day we wake up and we feel like shit, and then we get high and the sickness goes away and you realize what just happened. It's a scary, scary feeling.
I'll pass.
Yeah, I'm proud of you for what you've done though, and what you become. And you know, we've never met. You're just, you know, more friends from the internet, right? But help some other people out in this world, and been able to hopefully be a positive influence on young Marco and old Tyler in the cave there, young Ronnie. Well, you know, we look up to you, pal. You're a source of positive influence, and we all need that in our life. You are sideways right now on the screen, so here you are shaking.
I was going to ask if a side effect of you taking Oxy is several years later, we will see you sideways.
It's showing up. Why is it showing up straight up and down on mine?
I like it. Directly underneath my nose is your eyebrows. so trippy right now. There you are.
All right, I don't know what's happening.
Now
Anyway,
you're vertical. You were inverted for a while. You just pulled a Top Gun on us.
well, I think it's great what you guys are doing. So anytime I can get on and try to make a few people laugh, I'm happy to do it for you guys. I love what you guys are doing. I think it's awesome. I don't have many close friends. I probably have one good friend because it's hard, but I consider you guys good friends, man. We've been doing this a long time now, and this is it's awesome.
For sure.
I'm glad that we got a chance to talk about addiction this time, but hopefully the next time that we get you on, a situation that we're both familiar with is depression. So I want to be able to talk about that next time for sure.
Absolutely, have me on again. We can tackle that one and whatever else.
We handle some real shit on this show. It's not all just fun and games.
Yeah, occasionally.
Sure.
Occasionally. If I can transition, because I have really enjoyed this, I do want to talk about a little MMA. Marco,
Never heard of her.
Marco is
What's
our
that?
resident MMA man, with Tyler being a strong supporter. I'm a casual fan. Mike, are you much an MMA guy? As he rips a fat cloud. Is that what you guys call it? Fat cloud?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good verbiage.
Not
God
ripping
damn.
a fat cloud ever. You just did the verbiage right.
Look at me.
So I wasn't able to watch this past weekend. I watch when I can, but I can't keep track of who's who. I mean, who's in, who's
You know what, man?
who's got what?
Sometimes I can't either.
This guy got 12 belts. This guy, I don't know what's happening.
Okay, so Mike and I are in the same boat then, huh, Marco?
But I do enjoy it. I do enjoy it.
All right, Marco. All you told me before was we got to talk about Khabib. So this is me queuing you up because I didn't catch much of it.
Well, here's what you missed. Khabib's chin was tested.
Mhm.
For me, and I don't know if you saw the same thing I saw, Tyler, in that
I
second
did.
Dustin Poirier did. Yeah, he caught him with a nice, I believe it was an overhand right. Either way, Khabib was, you could see it rocked him. He didn't go down, but you could tell it affected him. It didn't slow him down that much because he pretty much just mauled the shit out of him. And then in the third round, he choked him. But if you haven't seen the picture, I mean, just go look it up. It looks bad for Dustin Poirier for sure, but tapped in the third. He's scheduled to fight Tony Ferguson next. That's probably the 5th attempt for this fight to happen. I believe it'll be the toughest fight for Khabib. If that doesn't happen, Dana White did say that he's going to try to make the Conor fight happen, so a rematch happen. But I don't know. I can't.
Those
say
are different weight classes, right?
It is, but
Uh-huh.
Conor.
Yeah, but they can do something about that real quick if they want, and if Conor wants some money, he'll jump in the ring
Right.
with this dude. 'cause
Connor's
it'll make
went
a
from
bunch of money.
145 all the way to 170, so it doesn't
Yeah.
really matter.
Yeah,
Yep.
they'll figure it out. They'll get it done. That's a lot of money. They know it.
Other than that, Conor comes back the way he did against Nate, where he has a new game plan, maybe. But the more I see Khabib fight, I honestly think that the only person on earth that can beat him at his weight, and the
Don't say
one
George
person
St. Pierre.
that is campaigning for this fight, and the person that I really believe that could beat him,
You're gonna say
is in fact George St. Pierre. And George has came out publicly and stated that he thinks that the UFC is protecting the undefeated Khabib, and that does make sense.
Yes, you protect your undefeated. That's
Why?
what
Big
makes them
fan.
stars.
Big fan of JSP, man.
Yeah, Tanner, GSP is.
No, I'm asking why do you protect your undefeated? Because I like GSP.
Because
Big fan.
GSP.
Because of what I just said, I don't think there's anybody currently in the UFC that can beat him at that weight. Even if Conor comes back, I still don't think Conor can beat him.
No.
I don't think Tony Ferguson is going to be able to beat him, but I do think that George's caliber of wrestling is up there with Khabib. He's trained with the Canadian Olympic team. He trains with the highest, the most elite people. Faraz Sahabi is an amazing coach. I don't know, man. I think that's and I'm not saying it's never going to happen. I think that Dana is going to run Khabib through another couple fights, let him build that up, and let George get a little older, because in the long run, Dana doesn't want George to come beat his number one star and then run again. So
That's exactly why.
That'd be a tough look. Yeah, makes sense. Makes a lot of sense.
Is GSP even like currently ranked right now?
no, he just came
Okay.
back. He took 4 years off, did the Bisping
Right.
fight, and then bounced.
Okay, so
And that's what Dana doesn't want to happen here. But if Dana's playing this right, the longer he waits, the older George gets. But George never took a lot of beatings. He's very, very healthy.
He'd probably bring a lot of money in too.
Oh man, that fight would be massive.
Yeah.
I want to
yeah.
see who's that? Who's got the featherweight belt? Holloway.
Yeah, Max.
I want to see him go up against Khabib. I think their styles would be
Nah,
like the ultimate clash
Too-
in the ring.
too small. Khabib's so strong.
Khabib looked good too. He looked ready.
Yeah,
He was ready for that one.
He's an animal.
he really is.
He is. I mean, he's got to be one of top 5 best fighters of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, with
Yeah.
the way Poirier threw a Hail Mary and almost got him in a guillotine choke, and Khabib would just turn around and just pop right out of it every time.
I would be remiss. May I say, I would be remiss if I did not bring up the big news that Colby Covington and Kamaru Usman got called off. I don't even know why. I don't give a fuck. Because that
Kobe
means the
wanted that money.
BMF title is on the line. The baddest motherfucker on earth. George Masvidal versus Nate Diaz is the fight of all fights to end all fights.
That's
Kobe
gonna
wanted
be
money.
Sick.
I cannot wait. Oh man, that is going to be. I don't see either one of those guys going down, and that's a problem because they both stand and bang.
So will Usman get Woodley then for a fight, or who would take that next fight?
Woodley is campaigning. I saw that earlier on Twitter. He said, "Let's run it
Or
back."
Dos Anjos, right? He's up there.
Rafael dos Anjos.
He's got
Yeah,
to be up there.
No, it'd be Leon Edwards because Rafael
Oh,
just
yeah. Okay.
lost to him.
That's fair.
yeah. We got not Robbie. We got Cowboy and Justin Gaethje fighting this weekend, so they're obviously not going to be able. They're the main
Cowboy
event.
should be walking out of that the winner, right? I mean,
Justin
isn't that your gut
Gaethje's
feeling?
not. Justin
Test.
Gaethje's got some hands,
It's a test, that's for sure.
and he's coming off a loss, so
True.
we'll see what happens.
I think Cowboy wins that one.
I love watching that man fight. I don't give a shit if he wins or loses. I always
Yeah.
love to watch Cowboy
It'll be
fight.
after
He
3 rounds
loses
of
with
banging
such
now.
entertainment. It's fun to watch that guy get his ass kicked.
It's fun to watch that guy live his life.
For
He's a good follow if you don't follow him.
sure.
But yeah, other than Khabib's the monster we all thought he was. John Jones says he's hinting that he has a fight getting lined up. There's speculation. It could be the one.
No way.
Yeah.
Nope.
There's talk. It could happen. It would be hands down the biggest. That would break all records forever.
Who? Brock?
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
John Jones and
it could
Brock?
happen.
Is
It
Brock
happened.
going to be able to get light enough? Dude's fucking huge right now.
Oh yeah, he's done it
If he,
before.
if he came
Yeah,
back
he's done it
off the
before, but it's
juice-
been 5 years?
If he
No,
wants to.
he leaned out when he
yeah.
was going to come back to fight Daniel Cormier. He was off. You could tell he was off.
Oh man, he's going to be half the man he is right now, and I mean, there's got to be ring rust. You want your first fight back against to be John
Yeah.
Jones?
Yeah, I know. I agree with that. John Jones might mop the floor with him.
I
Brock
don't-
Lesnar's best chance is that they
Hey.
both run dirty piss.
I think that's a fight where we just let them both juice and go at it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay,
what the
now
fuck?
that is something I am all for. If two
I'm in on
fighters
that.
agree that they are going to full on juice or like they get to pick the juice for each other. However you want to keep that fair, let them fucking do it. I mean, back in the day,
little bit of winning never hurt nobody.
adrenaline shit.
Fucking A right downtown over there, eh?
Oh my god! If you guys think fucking Mike the Yinzer Exterminator's got an accent, before we were hearing Ashley, his wife. Oh my god!
Next time we'll get Ashley on. She can tell you about the time I was smoking crack underneath the steps in the basement, holding a BB gun at her, pointed at her.
What the hell, man?
But that's a story for another time.
Yeah, Yin's guys couldn't handle that story without my wife telling a story. I'm okay.
It was good.
Hands
She was
down,
good
get
enough to
it.
get clipped for the show.
Oh man.
Yeah. Hell yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
What an
Very
accent.
true.
Does anybody got anything else to wrap up? I don't know if we want to do local shit shows without Ronnie. He usually has the dumbest redneck shit out there.
And it's just local shit that he just is around.
Right? Mike, you got any crazy stories or dumb stories that have happened locally for you? That's what we do for local shit shows.
I got a local shit show. This 23-year-old kid, we hired him a week and a half ago, and this kid didn't understand what it was like to work with people. I don't think. I don't know if he's ever done anything
Not a people person.
besides. Well, he just
Bit autistic?
no, he didn't. He just didn't understand seniority.
Makes sense.
He didn't understand why he would get the bad forklift. He was just a little entitled shit, is what he was.
Oh, he was a millennial.
And- yeah,
Oh, there we go.
and he only lasted a week, and then he quit. It's unbelievable, man. It's not even that hard to work.
Yeah, millennials are fucking it up for everybody.
Oh my goodness.
I guess my local shit show, it's not gonna be that impressive because we didn't break our own records, but through the first two games, UW Madison Badgers had 30 ejections from Camp Randall, 24 arrests, and 19 tickets handed out. So we're right on par with our normal partying. You know, we slow down as it gets a little colder. Not the partying, but the mischief. And you know, we earn that title every year, party capital of the country, and we defend it pretty well. We got a huge game coming up this weekend against Michigan. I think the way we've been playing these first couple games, I'm pretty stoked about it. And we're just gonna stomp right into Iowa, drop the Hawkeyes like they're our bad little stepbrother. Marco isn't even listening.
Let's go. Hey, watch out for Penn State too, man.
They're
State
gonna
putting
be a
up some-
force.
Okay. Yeah, I think so.
I think you mean
I,
watch out for Sandusky.
No, come on, that was so long ago. Even I've gotten over that.
You know the fuck.
I will never let it down.
I mean, it's not excusable, but the university
Right.
has moved on.
Yeah,
I cannot
yeah.
wait. I cannot wait
We-
for them to play Ohio State.
You know what? If
We
Wisconsin
did,
has moved on, that's fine, but Iowa never did, okay?
Yeah, it really affected Iowa, man.
You have your Joe Pa trophy up in there, don't you, Marco? Somewhere. Never forget. Never ever.
Did anybody ever see that movie? Was it any good?
It was good.
Was
Oh,
it?
the one with Robert De Niro. Yeah, they did a really good job.
Wasn't it Al Pacino?
No, Pacino. You're right. You're right.
Yep.
One of them old
Yeah.
Bisons. You know what I'm talking about.
It was hard to watch though. It was hard to watch what the fuck was happening. It was tough.
Well, this won't
And
go
Joe
out
Pa
tomorrow.
was so
Go ahead.
sorry.
I was gonna say this doesn't go out tomorrow, but if you haven't watched it yet, that new Bill Burr comes out on Netflix tomorrow on the 10th.
Hey guys, this comes out next Monday. FYI.
Yeah.
There
Okay.
we go.
Oh, that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Did anybody catch the new Dave Chappelle stand-up yet?
Not yet. No.
Oh yeah,
Mike, You were like the first person I thought of when I was watching this. You've obviously gone through some shit, right? And Dave Chappelle addresses the black person's perspective on the white fentanyl epidemic. He talks about the
Oh,
white
I
person's
forgot about
perspective on the black or the
Crack.
black crack
Yes.
epidemic. He and everything else. I mean, anything that was off limits is on limits for Dave Chappelle, and that's why we love him. But
It was amazing.
his take on the current fentanyl epidemic, I've never laughed so hard at something I feel very bad about. But god damn it, he does such a good job.
Okay. Okay. Now
we
I'm
gotta check
excited
it
to
out.
watch it. I'm
He-
very
he-
excited to watch it now.
Oh, he touches on everything he shouldn't. It was so damn good.
That's
Here's
Dave
where my
Chappelle,
priorities
man.
lie. I watched new Rocco movie that Netflix did over that. It's all
Rocco
good.
movie?
Yeah.
What's that?
It's a
You never
Rocco.
watched Rocco's Modern Life?
Oh, the
Oh.
cartoon.
Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah.
I
Speaking
had-
of crack,
Netflix did a 45-minute movie, for lack of a better term.
I did not know that.
It's pretty funny.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
I'm gonna have to catch that. Now we got some good recommendations. Anything else? Is
Yeah.
there anything else out there?
I'm
Mike,
wa-
you catching?
I'm watching Succession right now, and I'm fucking hooked.
Is it good?
I'm-
People have been
oh
talking about it
my.
a lot.
You watched
I
the
know,
Righteous
and-
Gemstones too?
We watched the first episode of that too, and that's fucking hilarious.
Mhm.
That movie, that shit's hilarious. But Succession, man, I heard everybody talking about it. I'm like, all right, let me just watch the first episode. I was hooked from the beginning, man. It's awesome.
I have yet to start it. It's on my list on that one too.
And it's about a media company and like the owner, the guy and all his money. He owns a media company, and it's about his kids and who's gonna take over and who's gonna get what, and backstabbing and this going on. It's awesome. Check it out if you can.
All the drama one could ask for.
No doubt. Yeah.
My lady and I been watching Euphoria on HBO.
Okay.
I didn't take Big Cat's advice on the yak, and I started watching it. I don't ever want to have children. Nope, can't do that.
I'm not watching it.
Euphoria, dude,
I'm not
don't
watching it.
don't.
I heard everybody. I heard KFC. I heard
It's so fucked up.
everybody.
I dug it, though.
I'm not doing it. Not doing it. Or
it's
Mike,
about
the
a-
exterminator will just be like running across country like in just some boxers, and I'm not returning. I'm just going.
It was. I didn't know
He
what
just
to
kept
expect,
running.
but then I found myself hooked after the second episode. It's
Yeah.
literally about high schoolers. One is an
Oh.
addict. One is transgender. One is like becoming an internet dominatrix. One is, for lack of a better term, a slut. Then there's the jock who's into gay stuff, and like everything
Oh,
that should
boy.
not be happening is happening to these kids.
Right.
Oh, it's great acting, but if this is how high schoolers are acting these days, nope, I'm not doing that. I'll fucking adopt an
scared.
18-year-old if I need a kid.
I know.
I'm so done with that
Just
shit.
17 and a half, you're good to go.
Like, I want to be there for their graduation party. Done. I'm not changing diapers, and I'm not cleaning up fucking addicted, foaming at the mouth puke from. What were they doing in that program, Mike? Was it fentanyl?
And which one?
In Euphoria, I think it's fentanyl.
I didn't watch it because I refuse. I'll be.
Yeah, I know. They talked about it on the Yak, though. I think
yeah.
they're doing fentanyl. Like 16-year-old. No, they're not even like 15-year-old kids doing fentanyl. It just fucks with me.
Yeah, man, it's insane. It really is, and it's scary. And I'm scared. And I don't. My kids got to grow up in this world, but the future has me worried, man. It seems a little bit soft. It seems a little. I mean, it seems like everything's just technology, but there's still more. Like, go outside and play a little bit.
For the
I don't
love
know.
of sweet baby Jesus, go outside.
For sure.
Jeez. Go play
All
wiffle
right.
ball, man.
Wiffle ball. Fucking right. I think
You
we
know.
got to wrap. Mike, you've been awesome as usual. We love having you on. We're gonna have you on again some more, brother.
For
This
shizzle.
might be our most serious episode, but we always love having you on. We learn. Always appreciate how honest you are. Marco, you have this look in your eyes like you're really sad we have to end it.
I mean, we
You're
can
gonna
keep
make
going
it,
and
buddy?
just trash the Raiders for fucking the whole next game if we really want to. Make that an episode.
Ronnie doesn't deserve that. Well, no, he doesn't deserve that. You better be listening, Ronnie.
That passive aggressive licking is what he needs.
All right, we're gonna wrap.
But
Thanks
yes,
a lot,
Tanner,
Mike. What's up, buddy?
Glad I could be here. Happy to be here. I'd be glad to come back. You guys just give me a heads up. Tonight you caught me on the perfect night, so this worked out great. Marco, it's been real, buddy. Glad we finally got to get this done.
For sure. Looking forward to part 2.
Tyler, always. You guys take it easy.
Mike, let's plug your socials. You're a great, hilarious follow. You wear your heart on your sleeve on Twitter, dude. I love that. What's your Twitter?
At Oxdaddy, is it 16? I think.
Ox as an OX, right? Like the animal?
Yeah.
I don't think that's
Yeah.
what he meant, buddy.
No, no.
Yeah, it's
What-
got to
what
be
do
it.
Yeah,
Ox Daddy 16, Mike the Exterminator.
yeah, baby.
Now forklift driver, but he's our exterminator.
The other socials aren't very active.
Twitter's the only one that matters, anyways.
Yeah, we don't
One
plug the other
account.
ones
Yeah,
too
man.
hard.
That's it. Once I got the twit, I got rid of everything else. See you.
All right. Well, thanks again, Mike. Marco, you're at Kpasa Primo on Twitter. He's the voice of reason, and if there's a British guy out there looking to start a fight, he is the bookmaker.
Oh, I'm so fucking pissed about that. I
He
don't
will
even want to talk
advocate
about
for
it.
you to the nth degree and fuck it up along the way.
The guy that was just talking is Tyler Allen. He's the sound engineer who went half mute for the episode. I believe you are at Tyler Allen. I'm at Vanilla Gorilla. Learn how to spell vanilla on your own. We are the Anomalies Podcast. Trashman Ronnie couldn't be with us tonight, but he will be back, and we will recap either the crushing loss, which will probably be it, or the upset win of the future. So thanks for listening, everybody. Thanks for rocking with us. We will see you next time. Peace.
We good?
Yep.